It seems like everyone these days wants to work at a big tech company. They want the high salaries, going into the office, the perks, and the prestige that comes with working at these companies. But there are some tech workers who will never work at FAANG, and these are a couple of reasons why.
Hey everyone, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be talking about why some tech workers might not want to work at FAANG companies. Before I hop into this video, I do want to have some disclaimers. Every FAANG company is different, and even in the same FAANG companies, each team can operate differently and have its own culture. Let's start with the first reason, which is if you're looking for a remote first company. During the pandemic, a lot of us tech workers were forced to work from home. And I don't know about you, but working from home literally was a game changer for me. I definitely enjoyed not having to commute long distances into the office. I loved the flexibility and freedom that remote work provided me. And a lot of other tech workers got to experience things like being a digital nomad, living in a lower cost of living area. And a lot of us just enjoyed the general flexibility and freedom that remote work provides. And while we were all forced to work from home, a lot of these FAANG companies saw record high revenue.
This showed that companies were able to be efficient and extremely profitable, with most of their workforce working from home. So there was an assumption that remote work would be permanent.
As of today, each FAANG company does have their own remote work policy, but none of the FAANG companies are remote first companies. Some of the FAANGs have no option for workers to go remote, and some of the FAANGs are doing hybrid mode where you have to come into the office 3 days a week and you get to work remotely 2 days a week. But none of them are remote first companies, and I think this might be a reason why some tech workers might look for other companies to work at, because a lot of us got to just experience the freedom and flexibility that remote work provided.
Tech workers might not be willing to return into the office when there are other companies paying great salaries alongside with the flexibility to be 100% remote.
For that reason, that's why I have FAANG companies not being remote first as the #1 reason why I think some tech workers might not want to work at these FAANG companies. Now let's move on to the next reason, which is ethics. It's so crazy to me how the reputation of these top tech companies has changed in the past 10 years to 20 years. And people used to see these FAANG companies as having just a general net positive on society. Google had the motto, "Don't be evil," and Facebook was known to just connect people.
Just connecting to people and finding people they haven't seen in a long time, friends from middle school or high school or long lost buddies.
And now, just 10 to 15 years later, these FAANG companies have had a total rebrand in their image. Now, almost all of them have been involved in some sort of litigation and lawsuit and ethical violations. For example, Meta is known for their contributions meddling in the 2016 election and allowing fake news and dangerous hate groups to flourish on their platforms. Google has become a huge monopoly and involved in antitrust litigation. Amazon is involved in union busting, and all of them have had legal issues and dealt with discrimination suits from people of color, women. So for some tech workers, it's not worth it to compromise their personal ethics to work at these larger tech companies. They'd much rather put their labor towards other companies that are doing better things for society. Before I hop onto the next reason, I do want to thank the sponsor of this video, Career Karma. Thanks Career Karma for sponsoring this video. If one of your goals this new year is to break into tech and you're choosing the tech bootcamp route, you definitely want to check out Career Karma. Career Karma is an online community with great resources for those looking to start their career in tech. There you'll find unbiased and detailed reviews by former bootcamp students, live audio rooms with bootcamp grads and tech industry experts, free prep courses from top bootcamps. Career Karma is free and always will be, so click the link in the description box to sign up and start looking at bootcamps today. The first 1,000 of my subscribers to sign up and get matched to bootcamps will get a free coaching session package. Go to ck.chat/Bacola to get started. Now let's go to the next reason, which is feeling like a cog in a wheel. I remember when I was working at a startup, it was such an exciting time because it felt like the work we were doing was really going to disrupt an entire industry. My old company, they were trying to change the way finance worked, and they were going to automate the role of a trader. So it was very exciting, and a lot of the work we did, you could kind of see how it was working towards that goal. At a larger tech company, you just don't get that same excitement. It doesn't feel like you're about to disrupt an industry or change the way things work. And oftentimes you might work on something for a year and it doesn't make it to production, or you might find a hard time finding how your work is actually meaningful to the company's larger goals. So for that reason is why I put feeling like a cog in the wheel as a third reason why some people might not want to work at these larger tech companies. They might want to work somewhere that's more mission driven or somewhere where they actually see the impact of their work. So the fourth reason is bureaucracy. I feel like it's impossible for large companies to not have bureaucracy. I think it's just a symptom of just working at a large organization is that things are going to move slower. more, there's going to be more bureaucracy. And that's something I've definitely found to be the case working at a larger tech company. And one of the ways I've seen this bureaucracy really appear is in the performance review cycle. So yes, the performance review cycle at a big tech company is insane. Everything revolves around that process. Whereas when I was at a startup, it definitely wasn't as involved. The performance review cycle at a startup was just a small conversation between me and my manager where we talked about things I could work on for the next year, things that I did well, and we just made a plan. But for a larger tech company, it's a more involved process. And it's a process that takes literally 6 months from the initial planning stage where you plan the projects you're going to work on to get a specific performance review, to tracking your projects throughout the cycle to make sure that these projects are actually going to help you get that specific rating that you're looking for or to get promotion, to finally writing your review, which is a process that takes an entire week where you're gathering peer reviews, giving peer reviews, and writing paragraphs upon paragraphs explaining the work that you did for the entire review cycle. It's a lot of work, and some tech workers are not trying to be involved in all of these unnecessary bureaucracy that happens at a larger workplace. So that's one of the reasons I put dealing with bureaucracy as the fourth reason why some tech workers don't want to work at larger tech companies. And the final reason why some tech workers don't want to work at these larger tech companies, believe it or not, is actually the pay. It's true that FAANG companies do pay top of the market, but for some tech workers, they're willing to take on the financial risk a startup provides, and they want to take on the opportunity of this financial risk because this financial risk might be millions to hundreds of thousands of dollars, which would be more than they would have made working at a larger tech company. So I mean, if you're going to make the 6-figure base salary anyway, might as well take on the financial risk, especially at a company that is like a late stage startup or a mid stage startup where people have a good feeling that it's going to really do well when it goes public. So there you have it, a couple reasons why some tech workers don't want to work at larger tech companies. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you stick around for part 2 of this video where I talk about why I actually like working at a larger tech company.